Welcome back to Moda News Network. I'm your host, Roberto Manuel Moda. Today's broadcast starts with the situation in Africa. To recap, Africa is currently plagued by European imperialism. These European countries, primarily Britain, France, and Belgium, started fighting for control over Africa, a struggle that has been dubbed the Scramble for Africa, out of a sense of competition inspired by recent waves of nationalism. Additionally, these European countries act on their belief in social Darwinism, the idea that they are inherently better than the native African population, as a means of justifying their colonization. They believe that they are embarking on a civilizing mission to help the natives in many ways, like converting them to Christianity. European countries are trying to complete these goals through direct and indirect rule, using their advanced militaries or through usage of a state head. Our analysts suggest that these European states are in Africa, not to aid the region, but to exploit it. I am turning it over to our field correspondent, Oscar Manuel Moda, who has more info. Oscar Manuel Moda?
Thanks, Robert Manuel Moda. I'm here in Guinea, a French-controlled colony located in West Africa. I've been here for a few days now, and I have not seen much effort to convert the natives to the French side. What I have seen, however, is French involvement in palm oil and rubber collection. The French presence here is exercising a very strict rule to make sure that palm oil and rubber production are at a maximum efficiency. It's a shame, Robert Manuel Moda. These people have a real gold mine under their feet. What gives the French the right to colonize an area like this?
I appreciate your passion, Oscar Manuel Moda, but please try to stay impartial. That said, the French and every European power have a right over Africa after the Berlin Conference of 1884 and 1885. To recap the viewers at home, the Berlin Conference was a meeting between major European powers where the countries agreed that anyone could lay claim to parts of Africa as long as they could establish effective control over the region. Not all Africa has succumbed to European dominance. Ethiopia remains as a self-governing power. Pablo Manuel Moda with more.
Thanks, Robert Manuel Moda. I'm here reporting to you live in Ethiopia, a wealthy nation located in East Africa. I'm here joined by Menelik II, here to talk about his country's reforms.
Hello to all watching. My name is Menelik II, and I am the Emperor of Ethiopia, one of the very few remaining African states with wealth and without the presence of colonizers. I'm here today wearing traditional European garb, which is controversial in my country, to show my reforms and, to symbolize them.
So, Menelik II, why do you think Europe has left Ethiopia untouched?
We at Modacorp are proud to announce that after the Berlin Conference, we will now be selling African countries in the snack cart. Now the deal is, just like anything else in the snack cart, you don't have to actually pay for it. You can take it, and it's yours as long as you can demonstrate effective control over it. And how do you demonstrate effective control, you ask? Well, this is mine now. Now Mr. Moda is going to come for me. If he doesn't take this back from me, this is mine. Moda.
I believe it is because of my rule and my rule alone. During my time as emperor, I have modernized Ethiopia and turned it into a state that can both rival and be respected by Europe, which is why we have been left alone. And I strongly believe that the rest of Africa should follow our example.
So, Menelik II, when you say the rest of Africa, do you have anyone in specific in mind?
I do not wish to start conflicts, so no, but I will say that my brothers in the Congo are doing very well to modernize.
So, Menelik, what do you specifically approve of?
Well, I approve of the fact that they have been Europeanized through and through. It started with King Leopold II of Belgium privately owning the territory, which he bought after he had it chartered by two European explorers, David Livingstone and Henry Morton Stanley. He had them charter the region and find out that there are very rich natural resources there before buying it. And once he bought it, he ruled it with an iron European fist and really put the locals in line, which is something I can very much appreciate.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to cut you off. Thank you for your time, Menelik. Back to you, Robert Manuel, at the news station.
We now turn our coverage to South Africa. To recap, South Africa is currently a British colony and tensions between the native populations, made up of Africans and Boers, the descendants of the early European colonizers of South Africa. are at an all-time high. The Boers declared war on the British after the British tightened their grip on mining operations in the area. Loss after loss took its toll on the Boers, who ultimately lost the Boer Wars, allowing Britain to completely unify South Africa and exercise a stricter level of control on the colony. More from South Africa field correspondent Ignacio Manuel Moda.
Greetings, viewers. I'm Ignacio Manuel Moda, Moda News Network's South African field correspondent. Here today with
Ulysses Manuel Moda. Hey, keep it in your head, man.
Nice to meet you, Ulysses. Well, Ulysses, I hear you have some strong opinions on the conflict going on in South Africa.
Yeah, man. You know what? The damn bloody British bastards. They beat us down so that their military might take our land's resources.
I understand that. And so now that you guys have lost officially to the British, what's in store for South Africa now that they've taken over?
Well, I'm not sure. I just hope that the Zulus keep fighting.
For the viewers, to clarify, Mr. Manuel Moda is referring to the Zulu Kingdom, a South African kingdom that was able to defend their region from the British, but was conquered similarly later.
That's right. There's some of the good ones, you know. Fighting for the good fight. If we fought together, the British wouldn't stand a chance.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have received an urgent update in the Congo. Protests and demonstrations have erupted all over the country, calling for King Leopold II to turn over the state to Belgian rule. More updates as they come. In other news, resistance against the French resistance in Guinea has taken an official form. The formation of Wassalu Empire, an Islamic state founded by Samori Touré, has shown the tenacity of West Africans against the French.
I will not stand for foreign invaders in my nation any longer, and I believe that none of my African brothers should either. Brothers, take arms against the colonizers and take back your city, take back your states, take back your continent. They claim that they are here to civilize us, to help us. We are not some primitive people who need the white man's guidance. We must rise up, mount on the giraffe, and fight back.
Powerful words. Other nations are rising up and fighting against powers like Sudan. Miguel Manuel Moda with more.
As you can see in the background, Sudan is plagued with destruction in light of a recent war known as the Mahdist War. This started with Egyptian authorities taking control of Sudan. The Egyptians imposed heavy taxes and took the slaves at will from the local population. A cleric, Muhammad Ahmed, took charge and started an Islamic revolution against the Egyptians to reestablish the Sudan as its own state. This conflict took its toll on the country and on the Mahdists. Ahmad's political group were defeated, allowing the British and Egyptians to take control of Sudan. This was Miguel Manuel on the scene. Back to Robert at the news station.
Okay, that's all from tonight's coverage, folks. Here at Moda News Station, we value these three characteristics.
Jose, justice, outstanding, storytelling, and effort.
Manuel, manliness, attitude, noble, understanding, efficiency, and leadership.
Moda, magnificent, outgoing, trustworthiness, and aptitude. Now we'd like to thank viewers for watching this, and we'd like to ask for your generosity in this endeavor, because our only budget right now is stealing money from the snack cart. Thank you so much, viewers.
Oh,